to episode 7 of The Lion's Den. I am your host, Derek Timeless. You can follow me on Instagram at Derek Timeless CEO. And I finally made me a TikTok. You follow me on TikTok at The Lion's Den 313. And I will link both my both my social medias. Is on the description page when you come on this page, but I'll link the TikTok in the description box below on this video as well. So make sure you turn on the notification bells every time you know when I upload. I'm uploading every week. And hit the like and subscribe button, and make sure you share this video on your social medias and let them know that it's a channel over here talking about music and movies. So today's episode, I wanted to do something a little different. There's a lot of speculation going around. Well, I won't even say speculation. For years, decades now. Preferably, I would say since 90s. There's been this whole notion of not signing a 360 deal with a record label. So today we are going to dive into what a 360 deal is, and we are going to answer the age-old question: should a new artist sign a 360 deal? But before I break down the 360 deal, I want to it's not a sponsorship, but I want to show you guys. I got this speaker yesterday, produced by Soundcore. It's called an Anchor speaker. Got it off Amazon. Only $20. And for $20, I want you to hear how crispy this speaker sounds. About to Bluetooth my stuff really quick. This is how crispy this sounds for a $20 speaker.
Stand up. What? 6 nigga. What? Bitch, all wet niggas. Fuck the strippers, we'll rain on the wet tenders. Out in Cali smoking good with the set members. Fire ass and titties turn the hoe into a sex symbol. Bitch got served to me, I ain't need order that. You calling, she ain't calling back. She yours if you want her back. I don't beef for ops, through hoes, I'm with all of that. I put a play on the pig like a quarterback. Or we can go ice for ice, let's have a water match. I was in an 8 buying pints, we want all of that. Or making music, taking hits, we on all of that. She know if I get the pussy once, I ain't calling back. Went the 60 route, now I'm gone, I ain't going back. You ain't all the way through the street, you a cul-de-sac. Up now, so I'm laughing at my old life. Stick under my arm for a nigga with that old spice. Call my nigga Kills, let's have a block party. Pussy nigga hanging with the ops, y'all having cop parties. I want to take you in a trish, so I walk hard. Pull a 4 in a 20 ounce and change the pop color. Beat a nigga with the K, change the mop color. Plus I know you sick, your baby mama is a cock guzzler. Hit her off the brownie, mix the edibles with thought butter. Bitch, you never had a realer nigga since my mother. Yeah, mix that fatty with the dog, I rock something. Pussy nigga never saw the grandma, ever shot nothing. You be capping in your songs, you ain't bout nothing. Party goofy nigga with a hoe, ain't got the drop on him. Dripping on this rocket, I ain't finna do no boxing. Fingers smell like dookie, all this dog shit in my pocket. Something long coming on my shoe, I feel like Stockton. But that boy a bitch, so I ain't pull it, I just socked him. Yeah. Kept chasing, now I'm iced up. Put your friend on Vez and we might fuck. I'ma blow these eyes, he gon' pour a pint up. These hoes love us, so nobody else like us. Get a nigga whack for 10, that's some ice bucks. I'm the type of nigga buy it all or run the price up. White face on the press, he look like Trump. Niggas moving loose up in them streets, better tighten up. Yeah. Time I turn a nigga braids to a dread, he got hang time. I do what the fuck I want like I ain't signed. Got a wrist if it ain't bust down and she ain't mine. Look. Thank God.
Yep, so that's the Anchor speaker. Only $20 on Amazon. And that was also my artist spotlight as well. That was local up-and-coming Detroit rapper Tez Chasin. Song he did with Vezo called Set Party. The song came out in 2020, and I'll link the description. I'll link the music video in the description box down below. Also follow Tez on his social media as well. He's a battle rapper as well too. A very good battle rapper. I think he's probably one of the best here in the city. And I'm gonna stamp that statement. But all right, so what is a 360 deal? I know this is the big bad wolf of any artist's nightmare. The record label sits you down and they say, all right, we think you're talented, we believe in you, here go a contract, and then it's a 360 deal, and you're like, oh my God, they're trying to take all my money. Well, first off, let's go into what an actual 360 deal is. So, well, let me back up. Let me tell you how 360 deals came about. So, when music industry started way back in the late 1800s, Columbia Records was the very first record label ever. The contracts they will offer artists, they weren't 360 deals. Remember, it's the 1800s, so those contracts back then were pretty much, if you were artists back then from 1800s to like the 1950s, chances are you signed a contract where your royalty payment was maybe 5-10%. You had to get a label 90%. Now, these weren't 360 deals. They were just, get a label 90%. And they pretty much just take everything. They give you what they think you deserve. So in comes the GOAT of all music executives, Mr. Berry Gordy, Detroit's finest. He comes in with Motown Records. He introduces the early form of a 360 deal. So what Berry Gordy would do is, say you were, because we all don't know, most of the Motown acts were teenagers when they got first signed to Motown. A lot of them were kids and teenagers. Well, teenager is a kid, but a lot of them, they were very, very young adults. So what Berry Gordy would do is, he would say he made ride around Detroit or something back in the 50s, 60s, how Detroit used to look. You ride around Detroit, say like you and your group stand on the corner singing, he hears you sing, he says, oh, I'm Berry Gordy, I'm right there at Motown, here's my card. You would come down there, sit you down, and then he'll put the contract in front of you. Now, let's just be for real. Back in the 1960s, $100,000 was a lot of money. 1960s, $100,000 was a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure Berry Gordy wasn't offering those artists $1 million advances. No, he was offering them thousands. So let's think. You 14 years old, 1964. 14-year-old, this older rich black man comes into you, puts some paper in front of you, a contract. And he sits now $125,000 right next to it. Now, mind you, this is 1964, so $164,000 in 1964 is not $165,000 in 2025. So, you're 14 years old. He sits $125,000 next to a contract, and he goes, "This is your money. You can have it. You need to sign that contract." 99.9% of you would sign that contract and not even read it. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Stop it. So all you with I wouldn't have signed. I would have already know you wouldn't have. You were 14 years old, a kid, 1964, $125,000 set in front of you. You're signing that contract. You're not reading it. You're gonna take it and sign it, and you're gonna take that money. So. Well, how Berry Gordy got a lot of artists, again, it's the early form of 360 deal. So I never explained what a 360 deal is. So let me explain. So what a 360 deal is, it's a contract between you, the artist, and a music company. Most of the time it's a record label, but sometimes it can be a publishing company, or you can sign to a producer to his production company. So in a 360 deal, the label gets a percentage of pretty much everything. So that would be your performance fee. If you're a songwriter and you're up under their publishing, they get a percentage of your publishing. Merchandise that you sell on tour and on your website. Of course, your music sales and your streaming sales. And any sponsorships or endorsements, they get a percentage of that money you get from that as well. So they get a piece of everything in the pie. That's why 360 full circle. They get a percentage of everything. Now, when people hear that, first thing they say, "Oh, the label trying to rob me. The label gonna stiff me. The label's gonna take everything. That's why I'm not signing a 360 deal." And this goes back to the question: should an artist sign a 360 deal? So now that I explained what a 360 deal is, let me backtrack to Berry Gordy's 360 deal. So Berry Gordy, he would take these teenagers and he would say, "Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to walk, talk, dress, and dance professionally." Because the singing, he didn't have to teach them. See, they already knew how to sing. And he had the studio in his garage. So he's like, "It's mandatory. You have to come record at my studio. I'm gonna teach you how to walk, talk, dance, and dress." Those are called etiquette classes that he made every artist go through this. Berry Gordy actually pioneered artist development. I will do a later video on artist development, how he actually pioneered. So with that, Berry Gordy would tell him, "Okay, you have to do all this mandatory," and then he would take a percentage of course, everything, like their sales, them going on tour. Back then, merchandise wasn't really a thing, so they didn't sell merch. It was just artists, they would get on tour, and then what Berry Gordy would do is he would put all the Motown acts on the same tour. And I'm getting deep into the history of Motown. That's going to be a whole video I'm going to do on Berry Gordy and Motown. That's coming. Got to do it. But anyway, that's basically what the early version of a 360 deal is now, and that's pretty much the model that labels to this day still do. Now, have there been bad 360 deals in the past? Absolutely. First example of a bad 360 deal that I can think of off the top of my head would be TLC. TLC, the girl group from Atlanta, Georgia, who got popular in the late 90s with their mid to late 90s. They were signed to LaFace Records, who was signed to Arista Records. But TLC's record deal, they had a 360 deal with their manager, Pebbles, who was the wife of LaFace Records owner L.A. Reid at the time. How they got away with that is crazy, because that's a huge conflict of interest, and that's how Pebbles was able to pretty much buck rate TLC with their 360 deal. Because not only, number one, they didn't even read it. If you saw the TLC movie, and they're on interviews saying too, they never even read the contract. They just signed it. I think they were teenagers when she signed them, and she pretty much hit them with the Berry Gordy move. Sat the contract down, sat down some money. She semi-explained what was in it. Like, it might have been a couple things in there. Like, she told them about, "Oh yeah, you get the $25 a week stipend," some shit like that. Which was like, and even in the 90s, how are they gonna survive a whole week on $25 a piece? Like, that was crazy. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so her 360 deal is pretty much, they didn't make money at all. Like, I'm pretty sure she signed them to a 85-15 royalty split, which 85% of all your sales. Yeah, when the sales report comes out, if you sold, say at that time, 90s, you sold about 300,000 copies, You got to think, the label's going to take 85% of that $300,000 sale that you made on top of the advance they gave you. Yeah, because when a record label signs you, that money they sit in front of you, that you think is your money that they're giving you, they're not gifting you that. That money is a loan. Okay? An advance is not money that you have earned. An advance is a loan that the company is giving you for you to live off of while you're making your album. That's what an advance is. And yes, you have to pay that advance back. That label is not giving you that money. You haven't earned that money yet. So for you new artists, if you miraculously get a $2 million, $3 million sign in advance to some record label, don't take that $3 million and go blow it on cars, chains, and women. Because remember, you have to pay that $3 million back. So when your album sales come out, you're wondering why the label haven't cut you a check because they haven't recouped their advance yet. So be smart with your money. I'm not saying you can't go buy something lavish with that money. I'm not saying you can't have fun, but don't be foolish with it. Like, invest, make smart investments, buy land, buy houses, do whatever you need to do with that money. But remember, that advance is not money you have earned. That's a loan. Yep, so I'm pretty sure Peltz had them on an 85-15 deal. On top of it, they had to pay the advance back. On top of studio time, marketing, promotion, whatever else the label paid for, they have to, label has to recoup all those expenses back. And then whatever is left, they give to the artist. So that's why, especially now, if you notice, when an artist drops their album, they immediately go on tour because that's how they sustain money, because they're not going to see money from their album probably a year and a half from now. Unless you're a big, huge artist like a Taylor Swift, a Drake, a Kendrick, who else? Big name artists. Like The Weeknd, a Bad Bunny, artists like that, they see money from themselves right away because they're that type of artist. Their advance is paid back probably within the first week or something like that. Who knows? So, again, when you always hear 360 deal, you're just like, oh, I'm not signing no 360 deal. They're not going to take my money. I'm going to go independent. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to do all that. And yes, there are plenty of great tools that you can use to be independent now. Like, the DIY era of indie artists is on the rise right now. A lot of people think the music industry is dying. It's not dying. They're rebranding themselves because of particularly the hip hop section, because of the Drake and Kendrick beef. It's a whole restructuring of the hip hop landscape right now. Like, lyrics is coming back in and the sing song is kind of fading out. But remember, everything comes back 360. So the sing song rappers will be back. Don't think they're away forever. No, they'll be back. Just that the lyrical rappers are kind of, Kendrick kind of brought more light to lyrical rappers. Like, hey, let's bring back lyrics. Drake, can actually rap too, though. But I think he has more of his sing-songy songs that a lot of people don't like. Drake with the melodies. A lot of people don't like Drake with the melodies. But anyway, so to answer this question, should you, as an artist, sign a 360 deal? To answer that question to answer that question, I would say that it depends on the situation. Because remember, if you are a hot artist, a hot up-and-coming artist that's red hot right now, like there's a bidding war going on for you, remember, you have leverage at that point. So you can walk into a record label. Like, for instance, I have a record label myself. And if I had, like Universal, Sony's money, and you are a red hot artist right now, you can walk into the meeting and pretty much negotiate the stuff on your terms, because a label's going to really want to sign you that bad. So you can go in there label offer you a 360, you may not like the royalty percentage. That's why you go in there with a manager or an attorney or some type of lawyer. Have them sit there and read the contract with you, because most record labels not gonna let you take the contract out of there. They're gonna do the old school thing like, well, yeah, you can sit here 2-3 hours, read over, go over, discuss it, but we basically need an answer while you're here. Not gonna let you walk out with the contract. Most labels won't let you walk out with it. Some probably will, but most labels, they won't. So yeah, you can go in there and say, well, I don't like the 85-15 royalty split. Let's negotiate like a 70-30, where I get 70%, you guys get 30. Yeah, remember, if you're a red hot artist, like you're on fire right now, and then there are multiple labels trying to sign you, more than likely that label's going to give in to that 70-30. And then again, that's a favorable 360 deal for you, because you get 70% of everything still. The label getting 30% of everything, but out of $1 million, you keep $700,000 of it. I mean, that's, how are you losing in that situation? And again, you can also, if you're a red hot artist, you can also negotiate what the label can have their hand in as well. Because remember, I keep reiterating, saying the same thing. The label's going to get into pretty much not all your demands, but most of them, if you are a very, very, very hot artist. So yeah, you might say, well, you can get a percentage of publishing, sales, and merchandise, but I don't want you to have a percentage of my endorsements and my sponsorships. The label, like I say, if you're that artist that label don't want to pass up on, they'll agree to that. So, with all that being said, signing a 360 deal is not bad. It can be beneficial, because remember, when you are independent, that means you have to keep track of your sales, keep track of what you're spending, what's coming in, your publishing. You need to make sure that you're getting those songs registered with BMI or ASCAP. If you want to save some money, want to go the free route, like I did, I'm signed up with BMI. BMI is free, and then you're a member with BMI for life. Or you can go with ASCAP. You pay $50 entry fee, and then you're with ASCAP for life. And 99.9% of the artists on the planet right now use either BMI or ASCAP. Now, there are other publishings, like Canada. A lot of Canadian artists use SOCAN, which is a Canadian publishing. But I think you have to be invited to that. Last time I saw the website, you had to be invited to be a part of SOCAN, and I'm pretty sure if you're not a Canadian artist, they're not gonna accept your invitation. And I believe there's a Europe publishing company as well too. I have to look it up. But most artists go through BMI ASCAP. So again, BMI is free to sign up. You're an artist, you need to have a publishing. Again, if you're doing this independent, you need to have publishing. And all that needs to be kept track of. Now, if you're one of them people like, well, I don't have time to keep track of all that, there are websites like, I use a distributor now called Create Music Group. They have this thing called Label Engine that they own, which I use to keep track of my artists and what they're doing. So Create Music Group, well, I should say Label Engine, which is owned by Create Music Group, is one tool you can use. Everybody uses TuneCore. You can use TuneCore. TuneCore is not bad. 1RPM is a good one as well. DistroKid is still fine too. The best one right now is United Masters. The only thing with United Masters is they only accept artists, so you can't be a record label and want to get a distribution or licensing with United Masters. They're going to turn it down because they essentially are the record label. So they want artists to strictly use their platform. But United Masters is definitely the best right now. With all those platforms I just named too, they do offer free services. Like you can go in there, sign up for free. You know, it doesn't cost anything. But if you want their actual label services, you're gonna have to pay. I know Create Music Group's theirs is $500 for the whole year, but they pitch you to playlists, to artist curators. They link you up with content creators. They pitch you to other playlists. They pitch your stuff to commercials and stuff. Yeah, like you get the whole label experience for that $500. So it's definitely a good investment. I would invest in the artist / label package for Create Music Group. That I know that's not what it's called. I can't think of what it's called right now. So yes, this is I'm gonna wrap it up right here because I've been talking almost 30 minutes. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a brief breakdown of a 360 deal. If this video does the numbers that I want to do, but if this video gets 50 views, then I will do a part 2 to this where I will break down some of the best 360 deals and some of the worst 360 deals in music history. We will break them down and we compare and contrast what worked and what didn't work. Now that's probably going to be a longer video. So if this video gets 50 views, no, I'm not going to say that. If this video gets 5 likes on it, I'll do a part 2 to this 360 deal video. If it gets 5 likes, I'll do a part 2 and I'm gonna do a full breakdown. Like, that one might be 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna really go into it. But yep, to sum it all up, before I close out, should you sign a 360 deal, it all depends on the situation and your situation. If you're like I said, a red hot artist that a lot of labels want to sign, you can go in there and negotiate pretty much whatever you want in the 360 deal. But if you're an up and coming artist, you really don't have any leverage with the label. They have all the leverage. You can go in there and still negotiate. The label might give in to some of your demands if it seems favorable to them as well. But don't be afraid of a 360 deal. Just know what you're getting into. Read the contract. Do not sign anything anybody puts in front of you ever. I don't care if they put $75 million right next to a contract. You better read it. Because remember, you have to pay that $75 million back to them before you see any type of profit. So remember that. Read the contract. Do not sign anything ever. And with that being said, this has been episode 7 of The Lion's Den. This is the longest video I've done so far. But yeah, if this video gets 5 likes on it, I will do a part 2 to this, and I will do an even deeper breakdown into the 360 deal. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here. This has been episode 7 of The Lion's Den. Again, my name is Derek Timeless. Follow me on Instagram at Derek Timeless CEO 313. And you can also follow me on TikTok at The Lions Den 313. I will link both the social medias down here in this description box, as well as the music video to Set Party that I played earlier from Tez Chasin, featuring Icewear Vezo. So my name is Derek Timeless. Thank you for tuning in to The Lions Den. Like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe if you like, and turn on the notification bell so you know when I drop. Peace.